Detroit Tigers versus Pittsburgh Pirates. On Monday, the Detroit Tigers will play the Pittsburgh Pirates at PNC Park, and Detroit and Pittsburgh met for a 3-game series in mid-June. The Tigers won 2 matchups, and the series is tied 5-5 over the last 10 meetings. The over was 8-2 in those 10 games. Detroit, 59-40 SU, 50-49 RL, and 50-44 OU, wrapped up a series with Texas on Sunday night. The Tigers were 4-6 in their previous 10 games. The over-under was split 5-5. Detroit is starting right-hander Jack Flaherty in tomorrow's game against Pittsburgh. In his last appearance, he held Seattle to 2 runs on 4 hits with 7 Ks in 5 innings. The 29-year-old is 5'9", with a 4.65 ERA and 1.24 WHIP this season, 19 starts, including 2-4 with a 6.08 ERA and 1.40 WHIP on the road, 8 starts. Detroit broke out in 2024, winning 86 games in the regular season and riding a 31-11 surge into the division series. For a proud franchise and city, it was the type of season the fans deserved. The Tigers showed resilience, young talent, and a balanced roster that clicked at the right time. Now, it's about building off that success by becoming a consistent competitor in the American League pennant chase. The Tigers were the hottest team in the first half of the season, fueled by a revamped pitching staff, emerging stars like Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson, and a clubhouse culture that emphasized accountability and grit. With the experience gained from last year's playoff run and a deeper roster heading into the new campaign, Detroit is on the hunt for a bigger prize by the end of the postseason, one that could cement their return to relevance as a long-term contender in the AL. Pittsburgh, 39-61 SU, 48-52 RL, and 40-57 OU, was swept by Chicago, AL, in its previous series. The Pirates are 1-9 in their last 10 games. The under was 6-4. The Pirates will start their ace, Paul Skeens, in tomorrow's series opener against the Tigers. In his last outing, the 23-year-old right-hander held Minnesota to 2 runs on 5 hits with 6 strikeouts in a 5-frame defeat, continuing to show his poise and elite-level command even in losing efforts. He is 4-8 with a 2.01 ERA and 0.93 WHIP this year, 20 starts, including 1-4 with a 2.31 ERA and 0.89 WHIP at PNC Park, 8 starts, where he's consistently pitched better than his record would suggest. Despite the lack of run support from Pittsburgh's offense, Skeens has managed to limit damage and consistently give his team a chance to win. His fastball continues to touch triple digits, and his strikeout rate ranks among the best in the league, making him a tough assignment for any lineup. The Pirates will once again lean on him to set the tone in the series opener. Skeens has been the most interesting aspect of Pitt's 2025 season, as the ball club hasn't given him much support. Despite his electric stuff and ability to miss bats at an elite level, the Pirates have consistently failed to provide run support or defensive consistency behind him. The Bucks need other young players to step up to make a move up the standings in the next couple of seasons, as O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Nick Gonzalez, and Cabrian Hayes are solid but not spectacular players. While each has shown flashes of promise, none have developed into the kind of franchise-altering presence the team hoped for. If the Pirates hope to maximize Skeens' prime years and build a legitimate contender, they'll need internal development to accelerate or look outside the organization for impact bats. With Skeens towing the rubber and one of MLB's worst offenses taking the batter's box, the Pirates will likely play to the under on Monday night. Despite his electric stuff and consistent dominance, Skeens has received little to no run support throughout the season, which remains the primary reason behind his misleading losing record. Pittsburgh ranks dead last in runs scored at home, averaging just 2.8 per game at PNC Park. They limp into this series without any momentum at the plate, having scored only 7 total runs across a 3-game set against a White Sox team that owns one of the worst pitching staffs in baseball. The Pirates, continue to struggle with timely hitting and lack any consistent power threats, further limiting their ability to capitalize with runners in scoring position. On the mound, Skeens remains more than capable of keeping the high-scoring Tigers lineup in check thanks to his elite strikeout rate and ability to induce weak contact. His efficiency through the first 2 times through the order could also limit Detroit's chances of stringing together rallies. Given Pittsburgh's stagnant bats and Skeens' ability to shut down even the most productive offenses, the under emerges as the logical play on the total. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Pirates ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. New York Yankees versus Toronto Blue Jays. New York, 54-44, will be trying to move up the AL East standings when they visit Rogers Center on Monday night to face Toronto, 57-41, in the first game of their 3-game series. Carlos Rodon, 10-6 3.08 ERA, will get the start for the Yankees. The Blue Jays will counter with Kevin Gausman, 6.7 4.19 ERA. Toronto is 6-4 in its last 10 games against New York. The Yankees struggled over the past couple of weeks, especially on the road, where they have lost 7 of their last 9 games. They are second in the AL East, 3 games behind the Blue Jays, and will try to cut into Toronto's lead with a win on Monday. New York averages 5.27 runs per game, which is 3rd in the league. Their .256 batting average is 4th in the league. Their .336 on-base percentage leads the league, as does their .456 slugging percentage. Aaron Judge has been the most consistent batter for the Yankees. He leads the team with a .353 batting average, 35 home runs, and 81 RBI. New York is giving up 4.14 runs per game, which is 14th in the league. Opponents have a .225 batting average against the Yankees, which is 2nd in the league. Their 3.92 ERA is 16th, while their 1.23 WHIP is 8th. In his last start, Rodon gave up 4 hits and no runs in 8 innings, leading to an 11-0 win over the Cubs. He is 2-2 with a 4.85 ERA in 8 games against Toronto. The Blue Jays are coming off a series win over San Francisco, which was their 3rd straight home series win. They will try to keep the momentum going and pick up the series lead when they play on Monday night. Toronto averages 4.59 runs per game, which is 11th in the league. Their .260 batting average leads the league. Their .331 on-base percentage is 2nd, while their .406 slugging percentage is 14th. Alejandro Kirk leads Toronto with a .306 batting average, while George Springer leads the team with 16 home runs and 53 RBI. Toronto is giving up 4.35 runs per game, which is 17th in the league. Opponents have a .239 batting average against the Blue Jays, which is 13th in the league. Their 4.10 ERA is 19th, while their 1.26 WHIP is 16th. In his last start, Gausman gave up 5 hits and 4 runs in 5 innings, leading to a 4-3 loss to the Athletics. He is 10-10 with a 3.87 ERA in 37 games against New York. The Yankees played over the total in 5 of their last 7 games. New York averages 5.27 runs per game and averaged 5.33 runs per game in their last 3 games. They're batting .254 against right-handers, and they're facing a starter who gave up 11 runs in his last 3 home starts, struggling to find consistency. The Blue Jays average 4.59 runs per game and averaged 4.33 runs per game in their last 3 games. They're batting .259 against left-handers, and they're facing a starter who gave up 9 runs in his last 3 road starts. Expect these teams to score enough runs to push the score over the total, especially with both lineups performing well lately. The Blue Jays and Yankees played over the total in their last 4 meetings. The Blue Jays have won 9 of their last 10 home games, which included a dominant 4-game sweep of New York, while the Yankees have dropped 5 of their last 7 road games and appear to be reeling away from home. Toronto has the edge here because they've had a lot of success batting against left-handers, ranking near the top of the league in batting average and OPS versus southpaws. They're going up against Carlos Rodon, who has been shaky on the mound on the road, giving up 9 runs in his last 3 road starts while struggling with location and giving up hard contact. He also gave up 13 runs in his last 3 starts against the Blue Jays, failing to make it past the 5th inning in any of those outings. With New York's bullpen also struggling, ranking near the bottom of the AL in ERA over the last 2 weeks, they will have a hard time slowing down the Blue Jays' deep and dangerous lineup at Rogers Center. New York won't be as successful offensively because Gausman did a good job on the mound in recent starts, giving up just 8 runs in his last 4 outings while showing improved command and mixing his pitches effectively. He gave up 4 runs in his last 2 home starts, continuing to work deep into games and limit big innings. With Toronto having the 7th best bullpen in the league, featuring reliable late-inning arms like Yimi Garcia and Jordan Romano, they will keep New York's offense in check, especially in the later frames. The Blue Jays' ability to bridge the gap from their starter to the back end of the bullpen has been a key strength, and against a Yankees lineup that has been inconsistent outside of its top bats, Toronto should be able to control the tempo and limit scoring opportunities throughout the game. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Toronto Blue Jays ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Kansas City Royals versus Chicago Cubs. The Kansas City Royals, 47-52, and the Chicago Cubs, 59-39, will begin a 3-game series of interleague play on Monday. The Royals need to finish up their 3-game series in Miami on Sunday, while the Cubs close at home against Boston. This is the only series between these teams this season. Neither team has named their starter as of Sunday. The MLB is back in action after their All-Star break, with the Kansas City Royals playing their first 2 series on the road. They started in Miami, where they lost the first 2 games of that set, then have to travel next day to take on these Cubs in Chicago. They are 4th in the AL Central and are 5.5 games out of the final wildcard spot in the American League. In Saturday's game, the Royals had just 3 hits in the 3-1 loss to the Marlins. Their only run came from a Salvador Perez home run in the 8th inning, but it was not enough, as the Marlins put up 2 runs in the bottom of the inning to regain the lead. Perez is their 35-year-old catcher who goes back and forth from his spot behind the plate and DH. He has been a member of the Royals since 2011, and this season he has 14 home runs and 55 RBIs to go with his 248 batting average. Bobby Witt Jr. bats second as their shortstop. He has a team-high 113 hits on the year, adding to his 14 home runs and 54 RBIs. Vinny Pasquantino is putting up their best power numbers. He leads the team with 15 home runs and 56 RBIs. They Royals only have 3 starters currently healthy in their rotation in Bubic, Wacha, and Lugo, and none of them are scheduled to start here. This means it will likely be a bullpen game. This might not be a bad thing, as they Royals rank 2nd in the MLB in team ERA at 3.52. The Chicago Cubs have been the class of the NL Central for the majority of the season, but their lead at the top of the division is shrinking. The Brewers are now only 1 game back in the standings, as the top 2 teams begin to separate from the rest of the pack, with the Reds in 3rd, 7.5 games back. They have won 4 straight, 2 before the break against the Yankees, and won the first 2 in their series against the Red Sox. In Saturday's game, the Cubs hit 5 solo home runs in a 6-0 win over Boston, showcasing their offensive depth and consistency. One of those home runs was by Pete Crow Armstrong, the rising star center fielder who just played in his first All-Star game. The 23-year-old bats 4th in the lineup and is tied for the team lead in home runs with 26 and leads the team with 28 stolen bases. He has 72 RBIs and is batting 268 at the plate. Seiya Suzuki is the other Chicago player with 26 home runs, and he also leads the team with 80 RBIs. Suzuki has been taking the DH spot recently and is batting .263 from the third spot in the order. Kyle Tucker also homered on Saturday. It was his 18th of the year to go with 57 RBIs from the second spot in the lineup as their right fielder, continuing his solid stretch of form. The Cubs do not have their starter named yet for this game, but they do for Sunday, and the three following games, meaning this is the blank spot in the rotation where they will need a bullpen game. Chicago ranks 11th in the league in team ERA at 3.77. This is going to be a strong play on the under. Without the starters named, this seems like a game that could have easily been projected as an over, but that is not what the trends and pitching staffs would lead us to believe. Kansas City hasn't named their starter, but they are strong throughout their entire bullpen, as they are second in the league in team ERA. Considering they are second in the league in that metric, but only fourth in the AL Central standings, it is clear their offense has been letting them down more often than pitching. The Cubs are 11th in team ERA and have only allowed 2 combined runs over their last 3 games, with strong opponents in the Yankees and Red Sox. Chicago has gone under in 7 of their last 8. The Cubs are playing better baseball and do not need to travel prior to this game, which will give them the rest advantage and an easy win. Chicago won their first 2 games since the break at home over the Red Sox, while Kansas City is struggling down south against the Marlins. Kansas City only had 3 hits on Saturday against the Marlins and will not be facing a better pitching staff when they come to Chicago. The Cubs have covered the run line in each of their last 7 wins, so laying the extra run is worth the risk here. Chicago is losing their grip at the top of the division and will capitalize with a win over the Royals, who have cooled off. With better depth and more momentum on their side, the Cubs are in prime position to take control of this matchup early and coast to a convincing victory. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Chicago Cubs minus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Milwaukee Brewers versus Seattle Mariners. It's a battle between 2 of the most informed teams in the league on Monday, July 21st. The Brewers are 59-40 this season, and they are tied for the NL Central lead. Milwaukee has won 20 of their last 25 games coming into this matchup. The Mariners are 53-46, and they have won 5 of their last 6 outings. The Brewers hand the ball off to Brandon Woodruff for his 3rd start this season, while the Mariners turn to George Kirby. Milwaukee is 59-40 overall this year. They are tied for first place in the National League Central Division. The Brewers are equal with the Cubs for the top spot, as they are both 7.5 games ahead of the Reds in 3rd place. The Brewers have been playing great baseball recently, as they are on a 10-game winning streak. They have also won 20 of their last 25 games. In their last game, the Brewers defeated the Dodgers 6-5 on Sunday, July 20th. The win helped Milwaukee sweep Los Angeles this weekend. On Monday, Brandon Woodruff gets the start against the Mariners. The right-handed pitcher is 1-0 with a 2.61 ERA in 2 starts this year. His last start saw him throw 4.1 innings against the Nationals on July 12th. He allowed 2 runs and 5 hits in a 6-5 win over Washington. The Brewers are 2-0 when he has started. His lone road start came against the Marlins on July 6th, where he tossed 6 innings and he gave up just 1 run in a 3-1 win. Woodruff started 10 games in the minors as he finished with a 2.79 ERA during that stretch. The Brewers are hitting .249 this season, which ranks 14th best. They have scored the 7th most runs, while they rank 15th in hits. Milwaukee ranks 22nd in home runs, while they have also struck out the 9th fewest times. They have the 2nd most stolen bases, too. They are hitting .266 when they have played on the road. The Brewers are also hitting .261 in July and .236 against the American League. Seattle is 53-46 overall this season. They are in 2nd place in the American League West Division, as they are 4 games back of the Astros. The Mariners are 27-22 when they have played at home. They have won 5 of their last 6 games coming into Monday. In their last game, the Mariners lost 11-3 to the Astros, but they were able to claim the series. George Kirby gets the nod for the Mariners against the Brewers on Monday. The right-handed pitcher is 4-4 with a 4.50 ERA in 10 starts. Kirby's last start saw him throw 5 innings against the Tigers on July 12th. He allowed 4 runs and 5 hits in a 15-7 win. The Mariners are 6-4 when Kirby has started. Kirby has a 3.62 ERA in 5 home games this year. In 3 starts, Kirby has a 5.51 ERA against the National League. The Mariners are .249 this season, which ranks 15th best. They have scored the 8th most runs while they rank 13th in hits. Seattle has hit the 6th most home runs, while they have also struck out the 4th most times. Seattle has a 225 batting average at home, along with a 254 batting average in July. They own a 277 average against National League clubs, too. The total is set pretty low for this game because of the strong pitching matchup, but the offense has been great for both teams. In 6 of the Brewers' last 7 games, the total has hit over 7 runs. I expect their offense to continue to stay hot as they are hitting .266 on the road and .261 in July. Seattle's offense continues to improve at home, too. They have hit the 6th most home runs, and they have a .277 batting average against National League clubs. With both lineups showing consistent pop and strong splits in these conditions, this matchup has real potential to fly over the posted number early. 2 teams in great form will battle in Washington on Monday night. The Brewers have won 10 straight games, and they have also won 20 of their last 25 outings, showing consistency in both pitching and timely hitting. Everything is going Milwaukee's way, and it will likely continue in this game. They are starting Brandon Woodruff, who is only making his 3rd start this year after returning from injury, but he's been strong in his first 2 starts, showing no signs of rust with sharp command and solid velocity. He also held a 2.79 ERA in the minor leagues during his rehab stint, suggesting he's in mid-season form. The Brewers' offense is hitting .261 in July and .266 on the road, which will be good enough to score some runs against Seattle's George Kirby, who has a 4.50 ERA this year and has struggled with consistency. The Mariners haven't been unstoppable at home either. They are just above .500 in their own park and are hitting just .225 there, failing to generate much pressure offensively. Milwaukee's momentum, coupled with Woodruff's upside and a red-hot lineup, gives them a clear edge in this matchup. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Milwaukee Brewers -1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.